Thanks for tuning in to Raising Bosses. I'm your host, Shauna J. Ray. Here on this podcast, we discuss changing our mindsets, growing a business while raising a family. If that's what you're interested in or currently doing, please stay tuned for what we have ahead. Thank you for joining me today, guys. It's Shauna J. Ray with Raising Bosses. Today, I have a very special guest. I talk about her all the time, and I'm very proud of her. Today, I have joining me my sister, Aiyana Lewis. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for your busy schedule. Like I like to boast, my sister is an international. We'll let her finish. Tell us about yourself.
I'm 22 years old. I'm a model, full-time by day, Instagram baddie by night. And yeah, I just be doing my thing.
That's right. I love it. I get inspiration daily from her Instagram feed and all the things that she does. She took time out of her busy schedule, like y'all don't even understand, to even have this interview with me. And
It's such
always
an
appreciate
honor.
it. Oh, thank you. Everything she does for me, she's like honored for me to do it. And I'm over here in tears.
Yeah, I've never done an interview before, or like I've never done anything like this, so I'm excited.
I've helped you with first.
Other than my sister.
Exactly. I feel so loved when you do these things. Like your first runway show for me and everything like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was the best.
Part 2 coming soon?
I love it. I actually saw that picture pop up the other day. But we're going to get right into things. Tell us about how you get started. You said you're an Instagram baddie. What were you doing before you started doing things on Instagram?
Before Instagram and modeling, I had a bunch of different odd jobs. I've basically worked like every type of job. I worked at the movie theater, restaurant. I was a waitress for like 2 years. I've worked as a camp counselor, at a gym. I've just had so many different jobs. And then once I started modeling, that was like the only thing that I did.
That's crazy. By 22 and you've had all those interesting jobs. And now you're an international model. I love it.
Yes, international, baby.
That's how you make moves, guys. That's why I had to interview her. Why did you start modeling with Instagram or modeling period?
Well, basically, it started in high school, my senior year, and that's like when Instagram first became really popular. And I just remember seeing super pretty girls on Instagram that were gaining a lot of followers, and I would think like I could do that. All I have to do is post like nice pictures of myself. So whenever I would get dressed up for school, I would come home and ask my our younger sister Imani. Shout out to Imani. She started my whole career.
The original photographer.
Yeah, she was my very first photographer, and she just takes all my pictures. So my senior year, she would take my pictures all the time, and then that's how I started gaining followers on Instagram. And then local photographers like in Atlanta would start reaching out to me to shoot, and then you just start networking, making connections, and here I am.
Very important. Networking is very important. A lot of people don't realize.
That's how I gained. That's like almost every single job. When I was living in Atlanta modeling, I was freelance, and every single job that I got was through photographers that I knew, like big photographers. When they would get campaigns, they would say to the clients like, hey, I have this model, Aiyana, like, would you like her information, and that's how I was getting jobs in Atlanta.
Oh, wow, that was a nice little tidbit of information. I've never known that.
Yeah, I got a few like directly from my Instagram, but most of the time it was like word of mouth connection type of thing.
Oh, wow, that's very, very important. Okay. And how did you learn to model? What inspired, you to learn to model as well as you did or do?
Just practice makes perfect, and consistency. It was a time when I was shooting like every day. And I grew up watching America's Next Top Model. So honestly, a lot of tips and tricks that I would get, I learned from that show, definitely. And then also just practice makes perfect, and I shoot like every single day, so I'm just continuing to grow and get better at it.
Oh, I love that. Definitely because you're literally all over everybody. All over. I love it. I love seeing that every time and when I can share it.
Yeah.
So, what other things besides like getting other, like the networking that you did with the photographers, whatever things do you think helped you get yourself out there? Because when it comes to things like modeling or more not really that it's obscure, I can't even think of the word for it, but it can be a little bit difficult to really get a good stable footing with reputable people. So what do you think helped you get, versus some of these other girls that we all saw growing up the same time as you?
Yeah, the thing is, I really don't know. And I just feel like everyone's timing is different because I was doing the same thing for 4 years. I was trying to get signed for 4 years, and it even got to a point where I booked maybe like one job every 6 months. So I was like so close to giving up. Um, but yeah, I just think that everyone's timing is different. I wish I knew like the key to success, or you know.
Well, I know what you mean. No, it's not really about a key to success. It's just like, okay, well, I saw that when I did this, this happened for me. And like, kind of like how you said, like, you posted the beautiful pictures and people contacted you. Can you
Yeah, yeah, I feel like yeah,
definitely
just
timing?
consistency, like with everything. That's everything in life. Consistency is always best.
True story. I'm learning with my inconsistency.
Yeah, and I also really believe in the power of my tongue. So I just know that anything that I speak into will come true.
I have to definitely agree with that because we were literally talking about that a minute ago. Talking
Yeah,
about
so
it,
be
saying
careful with what
positively.
you say.
Exactly. I'm glad you're saying that because a lot of people don't believe me when I'm like, hey, don't speak that negativity into your life.
Good and bad things. So
The universe doesn't know. It just knows that
yeah,
what you want is what you want. That's a
yeah.
good point. I'm glad that someone as young as you understands things like that because a lot of people don't. We get older and we're still saying, "Oh, I'm BROKE and I'm this and that," and wondering why you're still that way. And it's like
Yep. Or just accepting the way that they are and have no
ambition.
will to fix themselves or to progress.
See, I love that. I love that. Okay, so talking about something like that, right? So where do you learn those things? Where did you learn things like that?
I feel like just through a day to day, I do a lot of self reflecting, and
Important.
I feel like I'm very aware of the things that happen to me and around me, and I also question a lot. So I will more so like question like, well, why did that happen? Why did I react that way? Why did they say that? Why did I say that? So yeah, I just try to learn a lesson from any little thing that I go through. I try to learn from it.
That's so important. Oh my gosh, see, this is exactly why I'm glad I opened this series up because that is what I love to hear. We need to learn these things. It's such a blessing that you learned it now because I remember, I mean, I was in a whole different situation when I was 23, but I just remember thinking back how much self-doubt I had and how much like I didn't start learning about reflection until more recently and I'm 30 years old. And so it's imagine where you'll be at 30 knowing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
now.
I was just saying that also is that this is something even new for me that I have just started doing maybe within the past 2-3 months, and it's like the first time that I had like a real New Year's resolution where I was able to like look at myself and see the things that I wanted to change.
That is freaking awesome. I love to hear stuff like that. Do you consume any content to keep you on your ball with modeling and even things like that, just mindset and things? Do you read any books or watch any videos on mindset and modeling to help you with your career?
I don't, but I definitely should. I do want to get really into like reading and perfecting my craft. Yeah, practice makes perfect, but it's also important to like study your craft. But one thing that I do when I'm on set with other models, I let them inspire me. So I'll watch other models and like how they move, and you just see it from the outside looking in. You're able to see it a little differently, rather than if you were to like read, or it just depends on like what type of learner you are.
True.
So for me, I'm more of a visual learner, so I like to watch other people in my craft.
Most people are visual learners, or at least visual learning helps most people. And it's true because I don't remember if you did how to model video or I told you about that, but I see those videos and it's inspiring because like you said, it's like, oh, I never thought about that. I never, even just taking regular pictures, not necessarily modeling, just little small tweaks and things like that.
It'll be little small things that you never would have thought of until you saw it on someone else. You're like, yeah, that does work, or whatever.
True story. Now, so you're in a very, I don't know how you call it, like a very tough industry. How do you protect your mind physically or protect yourself physically in this industry as well as mentally? So you could break that down into two or you can mix it up. But if you know what I'm saying, like physically, how did you pursue your dreams without being, the word's crazy. And also being in this industry mentally, how do you protect yourself?
I feel like physically, I stand up for myself. I'm very clear in what I'm comfortable with and not comfortable with. And I also will speak my mind, always within reason and to be respectful, never confrontational, but I will let my thoughts be heard. And I feel like it's very important to stand up for yourself, even in this, especially in this industry, and to make it clear with what you're comfortable with. Other than that, how do I protect myself mentally is I just don't care. I just know who I am. I know my intention. I know my heart is pure. And when people try to be negative towards you or try to bring you down, that has nothing to do with you. That's everything to do with who they are as a person or what they're going through, and it just doesn't matter. I don't let those type of things bother me. I just try to protect my peace and mind my own.
Oh, I know that's right. Because I mean, I see, I know I've been around the whole time watching and talking to you, and it's like to hear somebody so close and see somebody go through certain things that you hear on TV. It's just like wow. And I've always wondered that, like, how do because this world is crazy, man. And it's just, I never want anything to happen to anyone, especially my little sister. Like, oh God, I don't know what I would do. So it's like, that's really important that we learn to, like you said, you can't care about other people's things. My favorite thing to say, and I know you'll agree with me, but is it paying me though?
Yeah. That's all I'm worried about right now. The checks.
Is your opinion paying me? If your opinion is not paying me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Unsolicited opinions, of course, they're very, very cringeworthy, but it goes one ear and out the other. I won't pay attention to it.
Good stuff. And I think you reposted that Gary Vee comment. I actually heard him say that in person. Basically, we have to adopt this way of don't even care about, not necessarily don't care about the praise, but when you get wrapped up in the praise, you also get wrapped up in the negativity. So you kind of have to separate that. You're like, oh, I'm glad somebody else agrees with me how I feel about myself, but also I don't care if you don't agree with me. And that's very important.
It's just knowing who you are. Yeah.
A lot of people say you have to wait till 30 to know who you are. I think it's an ongoing process. This is what I mean.
You should be consistently learning things about yourself.
Well, yes, exactly. One. And two, I feel like things change. What you wanted at 16 is not what you want at 25 or what you want at 30. And also in reverse, you might sit back and be like, I get why I did that. Like you said, the reflection thing is huge. Journaling helped me with that reflection.
Yes, I love journaling. It's like talking to myself. Whenever I am feeling like down, I'll just write whatever the first thing that comes to my mind is, and it's like I'm literally talking to myself. It's like, wow, I'm my own best friend.
It's true. It's so true. And it helps you with reflection because when you start putting it on paper, it's different from talking it out with someone else. Because now you look at the page and you're like, oh, now things are clicking in my mind are rolling. And it's like, I remember my mom. I like to say it a lot. My mom forced me, but she didn't really force me. But one of my things in homeschooling was journaling. And at first it was like a pain because I'm 5 years old. What the hell am I journaling about? And so she's like, just put words on paper. And that was her biggest thing. Just put the words on the paper,
Yeah,
get it out. And then now I can look back at, being 8, 9 years old, going through
appreciate
school
it.
and exactly. And now I'm putting it to Leilani and now she's like, getting it. And I'm like, I do the same thing. If I'm sad, that's the first thing that I try to remember is like, go to journaling, get out your thoughts
It's
because
my favorite thing.
yeah, it's true. It's so good that you're adopting that as well. A lot of people, they're not even if you just record it in some way, it doesn't even need to be writing.
Yeah,
Just sometimes talking to yourself, literally.
that's what it feels like for me. That's why I love it.
She's like, I know me best.
Yeah.
Do you have any, what are your near future plans? Like, what are your, happen in the next few months type of big plans coming out or just plans in general?
I plan on these next few months being very transformative, like a whole 180, just get better at everything, invest in myself, in my business, start businesses, and just
Businesses.
working
I like
on,
that.
yes, businesses, working on different streams of income. I just feel like this year is
Say that
going to be
last part
an
one more
amazing
time.
year.
I'm sorry.
I said also working on different streams of income, get those coins in. So
That's
yeah, I'm
right.
working on some really big things this year.
I love that. Are there any things that you can particularly talk about? Because I don't stress. I know how it is. I don't want to push it. But is there anything you want to just drop? Anything at all? Yes, or no? You don't have to.
The one thing that I will say is this is the first time in a really long time that I'm more so excited about making content, and kind of I'm just like in the process of getting back to making the content that I really, really love and why I even started in the first place.
Oh, we're gonna have more to binge watch later. I like that. I definitely like that. And what are your long term goals?
Long-term goals, I would say in like 10 years, just like start a family, settle down. I think by the time that I start having kids, I would want to mostly be retired just so I can be with my kids. So yeah, these next 10 years, I have to put in a lot of work so that when I'm ready to have kids, I can not worry about that.
I love it. So you're just gonna be coasting when you have the babies. Oh, I'm gonna get some nieces and nephews in 10 years. That sounds acceptable. I like it. Dang, maybe.
Whenever the time is right, but 10 years ideally.
That's not bad. That's not a bad time. Not at all. I love to hear that. One random, like out there kind of question. What is one of the craziest things that you've learned from being in the industry?
Ooh, craziest thing that I've learned? Craziest thing that I've learned is things are really, really not as they seem at all. Like all the clothes that you see perfectly fitting on the model, it's because they have someone on set like to alter it, like a seamstress, or they're pinning it, or they're editing it, like it's just never what it seems, what it really is.
And in the industry that you're in, a lot of people, or you see those like memes online where they're like, "Oh, this clothes didn't fit, or it doesn't look this."
Yeah.
The body done, not knocking anybody getting their body done, but the body done ones, and it's like nobody actually looks like that off rip, and then we get down
Yeah.
about not looking like that when that's not even they're still getting fitted. The stuff's
Yeah,
yeah, that's
that's
not our
not our
bodies.
body type anyway.
Like that's crazy that you even mentioned that because that reality versus or Instagram versus reality.
They just portray what they can to get you to buy it, and it works. They have to build like a fantasy. They have to portray this fantasy world that you're gonna buy.
Well, dang, we spilling secrets today. Pouring
I
all the
mean, I
tea.
think that's pretty well known. I mean,
It is, but
I feel like it should not come to a surprise that things are not what they are online. People should know that.
you'd think that.
Yeah. Also, common sense isn't so common, but yeah.
Also, yes. And it's just like, just to hear it from somebody that's, like you said, like, even if it's, how do you put it? Like, sometimes we look and we like, oh, I'm not good enough because I don't look like that. We know they're airbrushed. We know they're, pinned and sucked and tucked and all this. But we
And
still
they
can't
sat in like
separate.
2 hours of glam.
Also, yeah, exactly. I find myself doing that, and Andrew catches me. He's like, that's makeup. That's, like, stop it. Because I'm just like, I want to look like that. Okay, well, you need about 3 pounds of makeup.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's too funny. Well, what do you have any wise words for your followers, for the people that love to watch you, or the people that want to follow in your footsteps?
Wise words, some words of advice. Whatever is yours will be yours. Anything that you really want, go after it. Don't give up. Consistency is key. Stay humble, stay grateful, and
Grateful.
blessings will come.
I love it. I love everything about it. Would you like to would you like to plug yourself real quick and tell us where we can find you and watch you and stalk you online? I'm just kidding.
Follow me on Instagram, Aiyana A. Lewis. Follow my YouTube. I'm going to be posting a lot of fun new content very, very soon. It's just Aiyana Lewis. And yeah, interact with me. I love interacting with you guys.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time for this interview. You gave us some good outlook. I can't wait to post this and everybody also share with you. And I thank you again, baby girl. Bye.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Thank you for listening to the Raising Bosses podcast. I hope you enjoyed, and please tell your friends and family. Go ahead and share this podcast on social media. If you or someone you know would like to be a part of this podcast, please email us at raisingbosses@gmail.com, or you could DM us on all our social medias, are Raising Bosses on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you and goodbye.